Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to introduce you to the bibliography assignment that's due soon. See Canvas for the due date. What I will do is I'll give you some preliminary instructions and an introduction to the assignment, give you a couple very important things to keep in mind, and then I will walk you through creating some of the examples. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share my screen with you so that you can see what I'm doing. And here is Canvas. I have already gone to assignments. I have downloaded the bibliography assignment, and that can now be found right here. So what I will do is make this a bit bigger, zoom in, not quite that much. Okay, so in this assignment, the purpose of this assignment is to get you comfortable with using Chicago-style citations. And Chicago-style citations, I will tell you right now, are particular, they're detailed, and you must master the details of this citation system in order to do well in this assignment and on your successive assignments in this class, not only this term, but also in the next 2 terms. So let's get going on this right now. The assignment result is that you will have a list of 10 sources, each with 2 versions of the citation, one in the notes style and one in the bibliography style. And I will describe for you those 2 styles in a moment. And when you research or learn about Chicago style citation, you'll notice that there are 2 forms or systems of citation for Chicago Manual of Style, and we will be using the notes and bibliography system for Chicago style citations. So if you're searching online for further information, make sure that you're looking at the rules for the notes and bibliography style within Chicago Manual of Style. Also, to prepare for this assignment, consult the example citations below. That is, at the end of this document, we have provided for you a number of sample citations, and they are music specific, so that can give you some insight. And they will give you the correct formatting for music sources. Also consult the Chicago Manual of Style Quick Citation Guide. You can find that here at chicagomanualofstyle.org for further information. And the whole purpose of this assignment is to get the formatting right. And so if the formatting is wrong, and yes, we will be picky, if the formatting is wrong, you will lose points. So just take this time to be careful editors and get your citations, get all the periods in the right place, get all the commas. We will pay attention to capitalization, to italicization, all these wonderful formatting rules that you get to become experts in. So prepare a list of at least 10 bibliography sources, and these items are not to be part of your final research paper. The reason for this is I don't want you to worry about trying to find sources that will be part of your final paper. Just find good sources that you can work on the citation style. Okay, I do prefer, however, music sources. But and this is important, only pick sources written or created after the year 2000 for this assignment, after the year 2000. And for your sources, 2 must be from, or excuse me, one must be from each of the following categories: at least 1 book, 1 academic journal article, 1 signed article from a dictionary or encyclopedia, 1 sound recording, and 1 web source or article accessed through the CWU library indexes, okay? Almost done with the instructions here. For each source, include the format for both a footnote entry and a bibliography entry. Examples are provided below. For this assignment, separate your citations by source type: book, academic journal, article, etc. Your citations should be in alphabetical order within each section. Okay, let's see some examples. Here are your examples. For books, what we have here is, first, this is the bibliography entry. Okay, so this is the entry that would go in your bibliography. And following is, for the same source, a notes entry. So this would go in the footnote in your paper, okay? And so let me explain this to you. The differences between these two are subtle, but they're very important. So notice it's the same information: Paul Henry Lang, Music in Western Civilization, New York, W.W. Norton. But for the bibliography entry, the last name goes first, then first, comma, first name. And you include a middle name only if the middle name is included in the author's printed name, okay? Then you have a period, okay? Notice that in the notes entry, you list the author's first name first and then last name with a comma, okay? So that's the first difference, followed by the title for a book. Now, book titles are always italicized, and English titles always use capitalization, or what we can call title case. A general rule is you want to capitalize all of the big words, but some small words are also italicized, such as the verb to be, like the word is capitalized, and are is capitalized. Basically, you know, prepositions and other connector words like and or but are not capitalized. In the bibliography entry, you have a period after the title, okay, followed by the publication information: city, publisher, year, period, okay? And look at the colon here, followed by a comma, followed by a period. And then in the notes version, this is the notes version, this would go in a footnote. You have a comma, then you have title. Then in parentheses, you have the publication information. And this is similar: New York, colon, publisher information, publisher name, comma, year, close parentheses. But then when you're citing something, you want to refer to a specific page where you found that information. And so you would have a comma and then give the page where you found the information that you are specifically citing, okay? Notice also that in a bibliography entry, it's a line left. And then if there were two lines here, it would be what's called a hanging indent, okay? But with the notes citation, you have a first line indent, okay? And yes, that is important for various reasons. You'll just have to trust me on that for now. But the idea is, you can see that here. This is another entry. This is a bibliography entry. This is how it would look in your bibliography at the end of a paper. Notice it's a line left, and then there's a hanging indent, okay, here. There's an easy way to do this. One way is let's just get this here, okay. I'm going to show you how to do this the nifty way. So you can type out the citation like this, leave it like that. Here's a little trick. To create the hanging indent, you go up to here to your rulers and margins. And if you drag this over to a ½ inch, now you have created a hanging indent, okay? And that will, persist throughout the entire citation, okay? You can do it manually, or you can use the indent feature in Microsoft Word, whichever you would like. Now, a periodical entry, one small comment here: you need to be using academic journals, not newspapers. Newspapers are not appropriate for this bibliography. And so I'm holding up a journal here. This is an academic journal called the Journal of the American Musicological Society. And there are other academic journals you can find through JSTOR or other databases online. And the periodical or journal article entry is similar, but there are some important distinctions from the book. So you'll notice this is the bibliography entry, and it follows just like the book entry, last name first, period. The title of a journal article is in quotation marks, and it is not italicized, followed by a period, and then the title of the journal is what is italicized. This would be the volume number. You would also include the issue number, if there is one, the year in parentheses, and then the page number. And these page numbers encompass all pages of the whole article, okay? All pages, this is the start page of the article, this is the ending page of the article. Now for the notes citation, you would follow a different format, right? So this is the same citation, but in notes format. First name, last, comma, then the title in quotations with a comma, followed by the title of the journal article, the issue number, the year, colon, and then this is actually the citation not of the page numbers of the entire article, but specifically the page numbers where you found the information that you are citing, okay? So now what I want to do, by the way, you also need to work through in this same way. You can look at the examples of dissertations, which are different, signed article from a dictionary, encyclopedia, or collection of writings. This is the version, the format that I want you to use. And in fact, let me revise that. I want you to use the articles from the online version of Grove, and so you want to use this format, which uses oxfordreference.com, because this will give you the most updated information from Grove Music Online. Here is how you do sound recordings. Notice that the title of the sound recording is also italicized. A sound recording that you've accessed through an online database should look like this. And yes, there is a difference between those. Okay, and so this should give you a good start and some examples for how to create these citations. Now, this is the final activity of this video. What I want to do is I want to actually create some new citations. So let's insert a page break and let's actually create some citations, okay? So let's say I put my name here. Of course, you're going to put your name up at the top, and I'll put the assignment information here. And the date, and it is the 28th. Okay, and what I want to do is, remember, I'm doing these citations by category. So I am going to head my first section, books. Let's make sure that's the title I want to give it. Okay, book is my first category, academic journal article is my second. So I'll put books here at the top. Now, what I want to do is I want to create the notes version first, followed by the bibliography version. So if you recall, the notes version has a first line indent. So I'm going to use a first line indent. I could also just tab over there. And for books, I'm going to use this book that I just happen to have near me. It's called May Irwin, Singing, Shouting, and the Shadow of Minstrelsy by Sharon Ammon. This is a brand new book about this performer. And so I'm going to include that one. I'm writing a review of this book here this fall, and so might as well get the citation down while we are at it. So to find this information, I'm looking at the book. I can find the author right here on the cover, or I can look at this title page, this front matter. Okay, so I'm going to just transcribe this. And for the notes, I start with the author first name first, Sharon Ammon, comma, and then the title in italics, May Irwin. And if I'm looking at the title here, what you'll notice is that the main title is here at the top, May Irwin, and then there's a subtitle. And when you have a main title and a subtitle, you divide it with a colon. So May Irwin, colon, singing, shouting, and the shadow of minstrelsy. Now, in this case, because this is the notes version, I am going to follow this with parenthetical publisher information. Where's the publisher information? Of course, you all know, look at the copyright page. This is, or the title page, University of Illinois Press. And so I'll put in, oh, so I need the city. And the cities listed here on the title page are Champaign, Chicago, and Springfield. But what I want to find is where it was actually printed. And so on the very back page of the entire book, it says Champaign. Okay, Champaign. Now, Champaign is not a very well-known city. And if you have a city that's not one of the major cities like New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, and so forth, you also want to include the state abbreviation. So I'm going to put Champaign, Illinois, University of Illinois Press, and the year is 2017, and I'm going to close that parentheses. Okay, and then for the notes, I'm going to just choose a page because I want to maybe refer to the introduction. Okay, so let's go pages 2 to 3, period. Now, what I want to do at this point is I want to check my work because I want to make sure that since I was doing this from memory, I got it correct. So how would we do that? Well, one way we could do that is to go up and check this against the examples. But another way to do it would be to go to the Chicago Manual of Style online. So this is chicagomanualofstyle.org, and check this really nifty quick citation, this citation quick guide. So let's click on that, and it has a choose your own adventure. Which one should we choose here? Notes and bibliography style or author date style? And the answer, of course, is notes and bibliography style. So here we are, notes and bibliography style, sample citations, book. Here's a notes style. And let's just compare. I'm going to make this larger so that you can see it. Okay, almost there. Okay, good. So let's just check our work. The notes style here is author, first name, last name. Okay, we're good there. Comma, good. Title in italics, parentheses, city, okay, and we included the state, so we had city, comma, state, city, and then this is colon. Did we have a colon here? Uh-oh, there's an error. So what we need to do is we need to change this to match the style, and the correct style is actually a colon. So following the city, we need to have a colon followed by the name of the publisher. Got that? Comma, year, close parentheses, comma, page number, period. Okay, are we good to go here? Yes. So now all we have to do is create a bibliography style citation. And in the bibliography style, we do not have a first line indent. So we'll just remove that. Okay. And for the bibliography style, it's slightly different. Ammon, Sharon, because we need last name first, followed by a period. May, and then followed by the title, Irwin, singing, shouting, and the shadow of minstrelsy, period. And then what follows is champagne, IL, because remember, because this city is less known, we want to include the state abbreviation, colon, University of Illinois Press, comma, 2017, period. And the bibliography citation does not include a page number for books. So the last thing we need to do is make sure this has a hanging indent. And we're done. So that is our books citation. So we'll go to the next line and remove the hanging indent. What I would recommend, even though I'm not doing it for this demonstration, is just type in all the citations and then add the indentations all at once at the end. It goes much faster. So the next category is academic journal articles. Okay. And so what I want to do for that one is we're just going to choose the first article out of this journal from 2014. And it is called, well, let me get the author here. So we're doing notes citation style. In our Chicago Manual of Style, we will go down to, not ebook, journal article. Here we go. So we're going to follow this style here. Okay. Author, Rebecca Malloy is the author, and followed by the title of the article, and this one's called Old Hispanic Chant and the Early History of Plain Song. Sounds kind of cool. Okay, now what follows in the note style is a comma, and then we have the title of the journal itself, which is Journal of the American Musicological Society. Okay. Now what comes next? This is the volume number, and the volume number is 67. So I'm going to go back here. Notice there is no comma, there's no punctuation. We just type 67, and the issue is number 1. Okay, next, if there is a month and a year, we would include that here. And the month, this one is not a month, but a season. Spring 2014, close quotes. And then we need a quotation, and the citation, the page that we're citing, you can just choose one. I'm going to choose this excellent chart on the Old Hispanic Quotidiana Sacrificia. You can see that cool chart here with all this cool information that took this author, this scholar, like hours and hours, dozens and dozens of hours to compile, and probably flying to other parts of the world. And so this is page 27. And the chart continues on page 28. So I will have 27 through 28, period. Okay. Now to create the bibliography version of this, we would reverse the order of some things and follow the bibliography entry here. So that would look like this. Last name first, period after the name, journal article title, and then the punctuation here at the end of the title, we can find it here, is a period, okay? So we want to put a period, and close quotations. Just a quick tip, you want to have punctuation inside of quotations in American editing. In British publishing, it's different, but for American journals and American writings, American English, you want to have the punctuation inside of the quotation marks. This is followed by the name of the journal. And this is followed, I'm looking here now, by, again, the volume number, the issue number, and the year. Okay, so notice here that it's slightly different between these two citations. This one includes the season, this one does not, okay? And so let's put in, what we have in this particular journal is we have 67, comma, number 1, and then in parentheses, spring 2014. And then after that information, now we need to put the beginning and ending pages of the article itself. And that is using the pagination of the journal. So in this case, this is page 1, okay, from page 1, and I'm flipping back here to the very last page of the entire article, 1 to 76, okay, this is 1 to 76, period. So that concludes our 2 citations. Now we need to just fix the indentation, and we are done with this demonstration. Oops. So the notes has a first line indent, and the bibliography has a hanging indent. And this is how we would proceed. You need to have at least 1 item in each category, and then you need to have 10 total. So you can add to the, I would add to the books and the journal articles categories first, because those are the 2 categories you are going to use most in this assignment. Okay, hope this was helpful. I know it's quite detailed, but if you learn this stuff now, it will become much, much easier as you go throughout the term and throughout the year. So that concludes this introduction to the bibliography assignment. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me or to ask our teaching assistant, Victoria Busby, and happy citing.